Welcome back everyone. This is the second video solving physics national examination for grade 8. The first question: what will be the amount of current flow if a 2 ohm resistor is connected to a 4 volt power supply? So what we are going to do here, first of all, let us try to extract what are given here. The givens: the resistor is given to you 20 ohm, and the volt also given to you 4 volt. And then what is required? The required one is the current. Current will be represented by I. So when you go to the solution, remember the formula: current is equal to V over R. That's the formula. So what is V? It's 4 volt over, what about the resistor? It is going to be 20 ohm. So which is equal to, we can simplify here. When you simplify by 4 1, this by 4 5. 1 by 5 is the same as 0.2 ampere. But when you see the choice doesn't contain ampere. All of them are milliampere, but you know that 1 ampere is the same as 1000 milliampere. So what will be 0.2 ampere? Just multiply by 1000. When you multiply by 1000, the point will be shifted once and the two zeros remain. So the answer will be 200 milliampere, which is D. When you go to the next question, the second question says, if one end of a long stick made up of steel is in fire, and if you touch the other end of the stick, you feel hot because heat energy reaches you by a mechanism called dash, even if you are far apart from the fire, it says. So how does heat transfers? Try to remember and recall what you learned. There are 3 heat transfer mechanisms. Those are conduction, radiation, and convection. What is conduction? Conduction means, as you see here, the statement: energy is transferred by direct contact. When you are holding one end of a spoon, and if you put it on a fire, the other end, you feel hot after some minutes, because heat transferred through the steel there. That is conduction. Convection: it is energy transferred by the mass motion of the molecules. For example, when the water boils, the water molecules inside will move. That's going to be convection, heat transfer from one molecule to the other one. They will collide each other. The third one is radiation. Radiation is energy transferred by electromagnetic radiation through vacuum or air. Best example is the sun. The sunlight reaches to the ground and it gives us heat, that is by radiation. So this time it says, if one end of a long stick made of steel, remember it is made of steel, means it's iron, you know. If it is in fire, the other end, you will feel hot because the heat transfers through conduction. So the answer will be A. The next question: which one of the following pair of physical quantities contain both fundamental physical quantities? At this point, again, try to recall what are the 7 fundamental physical quantities, and the others are, derived physical quantities. Here they are, the 7 fundamental physical quantities. What are they? Mass, it's measured by kilogram, and length by meter, time, second, current, it is ampere, and temperature, it's Kelvin, amount of substance, it's mole, and luminous intensity, that's candela. These are the 7 fundamental or basic physical quantities. So according to the question here, the question says which one of the following contain both of them are fundamental. For example, pressure and mass. It says pressure fails. B, mass current. Yes, it works. Mass, it's kilogram, and current ampere. It works. We said it already. The current is here. The current is found here, and the mass is found here. Yes, it works. What about C, length and area? It says area is derived because area is meter square or centimeter square. Again, the area and current, it says because of area it fails. So the answer is going to be B. The next question, it says a branch of electricity that studies electric charge at rest is called magnetism, current, electrostatics, or electrodynamics. This also just a definition. So most of the questions here are like conceptual, and better to stick on your textbook and read the definitions and concepts here. Try to memorize. So as you see here, electrostatics means it is the branch of physics. It is the physics term for static static charge. Electro means charge, and of course static means stationary or at rest. Therefore, electrostatics is branch of physics or a branch of electricity. A branch of electricity that studies electric charge at rest. So the answer will be C. Next question. It says, if the motion of a car traveling on a straight line is described by the following distance versus time diagram, what is the average velocity of the car? That means its displacement. So as you see here, the horizontal line is time and the vertical one is a distance. So when the object moves 3 meters, the time will be 2 minutes. When it is 6, the time is 4. Directly, you see? In 2 minutes, in 2 seconds, 3. In 4 seconds, 6 means in every 2 minutes the gap is, it is 3. So what is asked, what is average velocity? V average means change in displacement over change in time. That means, for example, try to consider this point and the original here. It's like that of gradient. We can calculate the gradient or the slope of this line segment. This is a line segment, the motion. So if you consider these 2 points, this point is vertically, this is the displacement, is the vertical component. Vertically, how many need we move here at this point? Okay, let me try to show you by different color. Here it is, the first point here, and the second point is like origin, from the origin. You can take any point, by the way, because the gradient means change in y over change in x. The y axis here is the distance. Therefore 15 minus 0, because vertically it moves from 0 to 15, that is a change, over, what about horizontally? From 0 to 10 means 10 minus 0, you can make it, which is going to be 15 over 10. 15 divided by 10 will be 1.5 meter per second. So the answer obviously will be D. Next question. It says a phenomena called shadow is formed behind opaque object because what? At this point, again, try to recall how shadow formed. In your previous grade level, you learned how shadow formed. Shadow are formed when an opaque object is placed in the path of light. Because shadow are formed because light travels in a straight line, and it cannot bend around the opaque object. Thus, a region of darkness where the light cannot reach is formed. Therefore, a shadow will be formed because light will travel a straight line. It cannot bend and reach at the behind of the opaque object. So the size of the shadow depends on how much the light is being blocked by the opaque. For example, if you try to observe this figure here, the source is here. This is the source of the light, and there is an object at the middle, and this is object, and this one is the shadow. So the shadow is formed because the object is on the path of the light. The light moves on a straight line, so the light cannot be bent and reach at the back of the opaque object. If this object is larger, the shadow will be larger. Anyways, how the shadow formed? Because light cannot, as you see here, see, light travels in a straight line. Done. Cannot bend. Light cannot bend. It can travel in straight line. For example, look, choice 8 says light travels in a curved path. Complete wrong. B, light passes through opaque object. No, can't. You know, there are three type of objects: opaque, transparent, and translucent. Transparent, best example is glass. A light can pass through. Translucent, the best example is a paper, a single paper. A light can pass partially. But when you are discussing about opaque objects, it's like best example is a wall. If you own the light of one room, the other room will be, if you don't own it, the light may not reach. If the door is not open, maybe even if the door open, it may reach at some part of the room, to the other room, I mean. Therefore, opaque object, best example is a wall. Light cannot pass through the opaque object. So the answer is going to be C anyways. Let's proceed to the next question. The next question, it says, resistance of a conductor depends on area and length. Yeah, area and length are the two factors, not only the only, but two factors that affect resistance of a conductor in such a way that how does it affect? Again, try to recall. Resistance of a conductor depends on the following factor. What are the factors? The first one is length, and the next one is area, and the next one is material of the conductor, and the next one is temperature. There are four factors which affect resistance, but this time we are asked about length and area. Okay, let us see. First one, length. Resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length. That means the longer the wire, the higher the resistor. That means because it's directly proportional to the length of the wire. When you come to area, resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to the area, or the cross-sectional area of the conductor. Therefore, which one will works here? A, it varies with similar trend on both area and length. No. For length directly, for area inversely, we said already. B, it varies inversely with cross-sectional area. Yes. C, it varies directly with the cross-sectional area. No. And D, it varies inversely with length of the conductor. Not inversely, directly. Again, it fails. So the answer is going to be B. Again, look, it's all about concept, and it's all about recalling and remembering, so that you are studying this time. Let's continue to the next question. The next question, it says, which one of the following is correct about the nature and operation of fuse in an electric circuit? Again, here, try to remember what it means fuse and how does it work. If you can recall those concepts, you can answer this question easily. Fuse, this is the image that you see, fuse. Here it is. It says a fuse has metallic strip. It is a metallic strip of small cross-section area mounted between a pair of electrical terminal. The fuse is connected in series. It's connected in series with a circuit through which all the current will pass. Okay, all the current passing will be equal because it's connected in series. So in case of heavy current, if heavy current happened, fuse will melt. The fuse will melt, and this will break the circuit and protect the electrical appliances. So nothing will happen, no danger will happen, because the fuel will die and it will protect, it will cut the line. Therefore, fuse is like a candle. A candle is burning, but it's giving us light. It's like best example. Therefore, which one is, let us see the choice now. Fuse melts when high current flows through it. Obvious, we said that. So the answer obviously will be A. B says fuse is made up of insulating material. No, we said metallic. Fuse keeps the circuit closed. No, it's not closed. Fuse has a very high melting point. We don't know about that. We didn't discuss about that here. So the answer must be A. The next question, it says, a device that we use to convert mechanical energy to electrical. Mechanical to electrical. What is this device? Remember, motor, electric motor. An electric motor, it converts electrical to mechanical. Okay, electrical to mechanical. Because of what? Electric motor. But a generator, try to see the second statement here. A generator, here it is. A generator converts mechanical to electrical energy. The best example is hydroelectric power plant. It converts mechanical energy of the water in a storage dam into electrical. The water will be already blocked here. So when it flows through a narrow pipe, it will, the turbine will collide. The turbine will rotate. Therefore, what will happen? Electric will be created. Therefore, a generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So what does our question say? It says mechanical to electrical. Obviously, it must be a generator. The last question. What does it say? Which one of the following statement is correct about heat and temperature? We need to compare and contrast heat and temperature. Therefore, in your previous grade level, you learn about heat and temperature. That is the best comparison when you are trying to compare heat and temperature. First one, heat is a form of energy, but temperature is not energy. Heat is a form of energy, but temperature not. It is thermal energy, heat. What about temperature? It's not energy. It is hotness or coldness of an object, or we can say the thermal state of a physical body or a system. Okay, state, thermal state. But this one thermal energy. What about this one thermal state? It measures only hotness and coldness, temperature. When you come to heat, again the second point, heat transfer and reason behind temperature change. If there is a temperature change, heat transfer from hotter to colder. What about temperature? Temperature variation can be the result of gain or loss. If temperature gain is there, if heat gain is there, the temperature increases. If heat loss is there, the temperature decreases. So the temperature is simply like quantitative value, we can say. It's measuring only like, also heat is a quantitative, but heat is a form of energy. Heat is exchangeable. It can flow from one body to another, from hotter to colder. Temperature is not exchangeable. Only heat can be exchanged. If a body gain heat, that means, if it gain heat, the temperature increases. If it lose heat, the temperature decreases. The fourth point, total amount of heat present in a particular body cannot be measured. It can be measured only during flow or exchange. And by the way, not only that, heat, the unit of heat is, it's joule. The unit of temperature, it is Kelvin. So this one is fundamental or basic, what you said, temperature. What about heat? It is derived. So these are some of the points. You can read and recall everything that we have in your level. So let us get back to our question now. Our question says, which one of the following statement is correct about heat and temperature? A, both temperature and heat are form of energy. Wrong. Only heat is a form of energy. It says form of energy. What both? It says wrong. Both are not. B, both heat and temperature measure hotness and coldness. No, hotness and coldness will be measured by temperature, not by heat. Again, it fails. It says both. C, temperature is derived. No, temperature is not derived. Temperature is basic or fundamental physical quantity. It is measured, the unit of temperature is Kelvin. But heat is fundamental, it says no, wrong. D, temperature is measured in thermometer. Yeah, the instrument to measure temperature is thermometer. But heat will be measured with a calorimeter. Correct. So the answer will be D. So this is the second video solving grade 8 national exam. I will continue solving physics, so keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification button. Thank you for watching.